I think we're live, Adam.
Hello.
We are live on the internet, and we can say anything we want.
Is that a question or is that just a statement? Well, what do you want to say, Dan? That is a real question.
Well, I can see we've got some viewers, so let me just say to everybody, thank you so much for joining us today or tonight, depending on where you are. Adam, what time is it where you are?
It is 4 p.m.
There you go. Same here.
It's almost like we live in the same country, you know.
We do. We actually look like we're in the same house kind of thing, you know.
Well, you are my roommate, aren't you? So you know.
I think they turn to the left and you just sit there.
Yeah, wouldn't that be funny?
Hi.
We are not roommates at all. I've got a wife and a child, and yeah.
And I have aspirations to make some friends at some point. So that's the goal.
You got plenty of friends, dude. Although they are imaginary, but you know, in the metaverse, they're real.
NFTs count as friends.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. It's the NFTs you meet along the way.
So let me just prefix this then for everybody watching and for anyone that might be watching from the future. This is Guardians Gather. This is the new monthly stream. This happens on the first Thursday of every month. We may have a different crew sometimes. It may be me here. It may be someone else. It may be Adam. It might be Ryan.
Riddle.
Might be the Riddle. Might be Noi. Alejandra Peticro. I know she's eyeing up a spot on this as a host.
Really?
Natalie. Tremens, just going to list everyone.
Yeah.
Listen to all my mates. So, brand new stream, Guardians Gather. It's an informal chat where we may talk about something specific. Like we've got something to talk about today. And obviously, if you've got any questions you want to ask, you can do, or we can just kind of run through them informally. To be honest, Adam, I expect the format to change and grow as we evolve as people.
I like it. It's very cool. Yeah, it will work. I don't know what to say.
You didn't do your script. So I expect the format to grow and evolve as we kind of move forward with this. As I say, like if you're watching now, ask us some questions or just leave some feedback on what you kind of want to see us talk about. If not, we'll kind of bring things to the table anyway and have a little chat to begin with. I think before we get started, I think it's worth just kind of reflecting a little bit on last week. This is obviously the second time we've all spoke in a week when we did CGX 23 last week. We hope you liked the announcements there. It's pretty clear that I would say the objectives and priorities for ChainGuardians now is delivering on what we've talked about there. So we've laid out the future for the next kind of 6 months at least with our partnerships. We left a few partnerships off the table, obviously, to tease you guys. But you've got a good sense of where our priorities are. There is what I would say, actually, spoiler alert, there's a lot more stuff coming to the RPG that I didn't reveal in CGX, but I know there's more stuff out there. So I just want to say to everybody that keep an eye on our announcement channels because there's more in the tank. There'll be RPG stuff. We just scratched the surface there with the PvP stuff, which we're really excited about. And the question we're all asking ourselves right now is, how long will I keep this sentence going for?
I was thinking you've done pretty well there. You know, it's like a 2-minute tirade. Is tirade the right word?
It's absolutely not the right word. And the truth is, I could have gone on for a lot longer. And was thinking about it.
Well, you look like you were balancing the shelf on your head. I mean, that's all I could focus on. But
one sec. If I do this like a top hat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, we're losing viewers at a record rate. Okay, so I think what we wanted to cover in this show, and we might clip this up as well, I suppose, afterwards, is we want to talk about CGX, the CGX wallet stack that Adam has led the development of and brought to life. There is a web page that is available right now on our site, ChainGuardians.io, that you can go check out. But for everyone that doesn't have access to our website, I would love to talk to you, Adam, about CGX, the wallet stack, and first of all kind of ask you, what is it?
That's a good question. So what we've actually created is what we call like a custodial wallet. So I guess like one of the reasons that we've actually created this is because what we found with a lot of our like events, for instance, like UTA, it was a really great event where we had a lot of participation. But what you find is if you're working with relatively new chains in the sphere, then it can sometimes be very arduous or very difficult to bridge your funds over to the appropriate chain and then make your purchase. So what we're doing is almost kind of like making things really difficult for our users, where we should be trying to do the opposite of that. So that's kind of where CGX was kind of I don't know the word, like where we've created the idea from. Yeah, it is this custodial stack in which you can manage it through your account. You can add funds to the wallet, and then you can one-click purchase through the wallet. So it kind of removes that barrier of entry when you're working with different chains and different NFTs and different different things in the ecosystem. We're just trying to make things easy for people, which I think is always a good thing.
It is a good thing. I think I think like that's probably, and I go on about this, I think, a lot in these different kind of shows that we do, is that our industry is inherently quite complex to kind of get to grips with, and that is essentially stopping us from growing, and that stops everybody from like benefiting from the growth of ChainGuardians, right? Everyone wants to grow. Every company wants to grow, and we are getting lots and lots and lots of signups each month, which is awesome. But we want to make it as easy as possible for people to onboard when they get here and actually get involved and stay. And the people that do that are the ones that are going to like be the ones that kind of succeed in this industry, and that's why we're putting such a big focus on this kind of stuff, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of one of those things where people who are really quite crypto savvy won't have any barrier with this, but people who don't really understand it and find it difficult in order to bridge funds and work with different chains, etc. This removes that barrier of interest, so they can still participate in the events that we do without any extra friction.
Yeah, we're kind of saying like whatever level you're at, we're ready for you. Whereas before, it's kind of like, okay, you need to be, quite knowledgeable. I actually, if you actually do think about the UTA example, we actually can kind of really see a drop off in the amount of how quickly. Obviously, UTA sold out. We're really happy about that. But you could see the drop off of how quickly the sales are going as soon as our credit card solution was removed at the time. And I think that was one of the reasons, actually, you were like, we need to have this all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, that was a really good example where we kind of take the community for granted a little bit when it comes to that. We expect them to learn as much as they can about what we're trying to, do. And it shouldn't really be that way. It should be the opposite way. We should be trying to kind of make it as easy for them so they don't have to bridge across two different networks in order to get an NFT from us. They can just be like, hey, I want this NFT and I want to buy it, so we should be making that easy for them. I mean, it's kind of common sense, really, isn't it?
Although, Adam, like, and I'll put this question out to you here, like, what's the fact that's making it really challenging to buy, almost make it more rarer, because
no, maybe in a way, in some roundabout way, potentially, but it depends if that's the most important goal for you. It is actually having the most ultra NFT that only 7 people own important, or that you can actually buy it relatively easy and it's not and you can sell it easily then in the future. Like the problem is obviously it takes you a lot of steps to buy it, but then when you're trying to sell it, then it's almost like impossible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So this I suppose CGX Wallet kind of frees up both of those sides, it's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're trying to achieve with it. Obviously, we've got like a version 1 that we're going live with. There's a lot of things that we want to add to it in order to make it even better. But I think what we're going live with is a good step forward, and it is really simple. there might be some aspects of it that might annoy people, but I think overall it's a really good step forward. So
awesome. And I think I talked about it last week, but I know one Gabarez in Noi will be happy about this. I just know how much he struggles with buying the creations that he makes himself.
Yeah, unless that guy's got a pen in his hand, he struggles with most things, doesn't he? So
poor guy. So actually, what we wanted to do, if anyone's got any questions, I see Voladad had a question, but I seen our good friend Riddles answered it. So Meriddle, keep those answers coming in the chat.
What was the question, by the way? I'm just curious.
The question was, and I'll read it verbatim because I'm not very good at paraphrasing. Can any anon just get on board with a simple credit card and no blockchain wallet, as if he was buying rupees with dollars?
Okay, interesting question.
What we usually followed with a question that would be an answer.
Yeah, well, if what's Meriddle actually said is an answer. That is the most important thing, you know.
Just said yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was what I would say as well. It'd be funny if Meriddle said one thing and I said the opposite. Actually, no, it's not.
Volodad's actually asked another fantastic question, and it was, will there be an integrated swap system? And I suppose rather than answering that, maybe this is a good time to start putting our money where our mouth is and show that this is real and actually do what I like to call a live demo.
Okay, let me just close some things. Cool, let me share my screen and let's go through it.
And whilst you're just loading your screen, what I would like to say, like, if you have a question and you know, we don't have kind of the answer for it right now, what we'll do is collect the questions and then at least follow up with your questions. Okay, so I don't want to leave anything hanging, but we obviously don't, you know, have answers to everything at all times. So as a sort of promise of this show, just ask, or make sure we follow up with you afterwards.
Absolutely. Right, let me share my screen. Okay, right, let me know if you can see.
I'm going to just share that right now. Add to the stage. Look at that, Uja. Look at that.
Ta-da! Can you see?
Actually, but let me just put a little thing out to the chat. Is that too small for people, or would you like me to make it full screen? If no one says anything, I'm going to keep it as it is. But I know my eyes, I can't really see it. Let's do like a little 5,000 minute countdown.
Yeah.
Okay, unless anyone mentions it, we'll keep it as it is. Let's crack on, Adam. Look, I can see it.
Okay, but so we've obviously over the past few weeks we've actually incorporated a few new things into the website. We've minimized the nav on the left now, but we've also, for the new wallet stack, added this tab. So there's a few ways that you can interact with a wallet. You can either do it through your account or you can do it through this tab. So if you're an OG member and you've already got a MetaMask bound to your account, all you need to do is click this button, generate wallet. And what that'll do is it'll generate a wallet for you. Well, what we do is we actually generate the wallet on your behalf. And we store those, we encrypt and store those private keys, because for us, obviously security is super important. So once you've generated the wallet, you can enable two-factor authentication, and this is a requirement. So in order for you to access adding funds, etc., you have to enable two-factor authentication. And this is just another security layer. So if ever, for instance, your CG account was compromised, nobody can spend your funds directly. They have to, verify first. So I'm just going to quickly scan this QR code. You would only have to do this for the first time when you initially.
Adam, what I'm going to clarify for people as well, we'll definitely be bringing some literature out with this as well, that people can kind of follow these steps along. So you've got the video demo here, but there'll also be the standard written stuff that you'll be able to follow. Carry on,
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. So now you'll notice that we've authenticated with Google Authenticator, we've enabled two-factor authentication, and now you've got a gaming wallet address. So technically, this won't really really affect how you interact with CG. We still utilize your MetaMask wallet for most things. The gaming wallet's only a mechanism that we create in order for you to like add funds directly to. It's a way for us to manage those funds and be able to add the appropriate balances to your account whenever you do add funds. So now you'll notice that there's a add funds button there, and also in the tab you'll see that it's appeared there as well. You click this and then you'll see this little widget that appears. So out of the box we support these EVM chains, ETH, Polygon, BSC, AVAX, and also we'll be supporting Solana, and we also support credit card as well. The cool thing is with, if you want to deposit on Ethereum, you can choose from different coins, so ETH, USD, USDC. Obviously, CGG will be an option as well. You can toggle between the different chains. Basically, once you deposit those funds, it'll take probably 2 or 3 minutes in order for our system to sync with that transaction. And once it's done, then your account will be credited. So I'll do a quick demo with just a credit card, just to show how easy and straightforward it is. At the moment, we've put a minimum amount of $10. And then we do support Google Pay, and we're going to be hopefully supporting Apple Pay as well. Just depends on whether or not we can get that going. So you just have to enter your relative information. Now, I live in Beverly Hills, apparently. That'd be pretty cool. Make a deposit, and then that's done. It's as simple as that. Transaction's done. You receive an email directly, whatever's bound to your account, so that'll come through straight away. And then in the transactions tab, you'll see that you've made a deposit of 20 USD. So that's pretty much all you need to do in order to add funds. It's as simple as that. And then what you'll see is we've got a new tab here called Store. And this is a way that you can interact with different and buy different items that we might introduce. So if ever we've got an NFT sale, or ever we've got certain bundle packs that we want to sell, you can come to the store page and buy them directly. So if you see here, we've got this really cool Akuma Battle Pass with loads of different kind of stuff inside it. This is only test. It's not, what we're actually going to be selling in the past, but you can see that we can add loads of different stuff in there. So we can add different items, different randomizers, NFTs, lieutenants. We can add RPG stuff. So it really gives us a lot of flexibility there. And also we can do timed events as well. So we can do limits. So for instance, if you want to say get some lieutenants pretty quick, you can buy them directly. If you want to get some core packs directly, you can do that as well. So these are just some examples of what we can sell in the store. So I'm just going to go through and quickly just show you how easy it is to purchase now. So all you click is buy now, and then you've got to enter your two-factor authentication code again. So obviously, we want to make sure every purchase is done. View transaction, and there, the purchase is complete, and that is that's how simple it is. And you notice the deductions have been taken from the wallet as well. So one thing to note as well is that when it comes to keeping funds on chain, we will be running transfers from our hot wallets to the cold wallets pretty much every other day. So the likelihood of if ever there was a hack or anything like that, the amount of funds that would be taken would be minimal, but that wouldn't affect the user's currency. So if ever there was an issue, you'd still have $15 in your account. That wouldn't ever kind of be compromised from that aspect. So that's one kind of really cool thing. The other really cool thing that I kind of wanted to show was how does the flow work, for instance, if you are, say, a new user who hasn't got a crypto account. So what we've done is we've created a new area on the register page where if you don't actually, let me just quickly do this. If you don't have a wallet, you can actually sign up without having a wallet now. So it means we don't actually force people to sign up with a wallet if they don't want to. And the reason for that is, obviously we want to make the onboarding process as simple as possible for people who aren't crypto savvy, but do want to get into the ecosystem and learn about crypto and NFTs, etc. So let me just quickly sign in with another host. Help if I put the password right. This is a...
Adam, I'll just jump in quickly. Just for everyone watching, we can see your questions coming through. So at the end, we'll go through them one by one and answer them. Okay? So just
actually, I can't show you this example, but one other thing that I did actually want to show you, and it's annoying that I can't actually show you that now, but I can kind of talk through it. Actually, it might still make a lot of sense for people. Let me just quickly log in. So basically, we've got a CGX transfers page. So for people who have signed up without a MetaMask account and only have a gaming wallet, obviously when they buy things from our store, those NFTs will be sent to that gaming wallet. Whereas everybody else who already has a MetaMask wallet bound, your NFTs will always be sent to your wallet, not the gaming wallet. So when it comes to NFTs, they will remain on your personal wallet. So the NFTs in that aspect won't be sent to the gaming wallet. But for instance, when you don't have a MetaMask bound, they will be sent to your gaming wallet. But what we've done is we've created a transfer page which enables you to transfer, once you've bound an on-chain wallet, to transfer that NFT over to your on-chain wallet. So there could be a point where you have onboarded and you've got your own wallet, and then you have the opportunity to do that as well. So that's the only other thing I wanted to kind of talk through.
No, I think that part is actually really important as well. That's part I was referring to earlier. So what we're saying is when people are ready to kind of make that transition to kind of being full-blown Web3 degens, that they can kind of just click a button and they're gone.
That's right, yeah. And we've tried to make that flow, as simple as possible for people. So.
Okay, well, thank you for demonstrating that, Adam. Let's start chucking through some of the questions now. Thank you for sharing your screen. That was just fabulous demo, and I've never seen anything like it.
There you go.
So let's go down the list, shall we? So, will there be an integrated swap system? And I think that's what we kind of talked about with the transfer piece. Oh, Adam, you've got to mute, and so it sounds like it looks like you're saying some really good stuff.
Yeah. So when it comes to if you've got an account which hasn't got an on-chain wallet, you can transfer that NFT to your on-chain wallet when you bind that account. If you've already got an on-chain wallet, all the NFTs will go to your wallet anyway, so you don't have to worry in that aspect.
Fantastic. And Mr. CryptoMonk asks, are there any upgrades to C token deliveries in the works? I'm not sure if this is related, but
I don't know what Monkey actually means by that, but we do have some more C token characters coming really soon.
And yeah, that is correct. Obviously, right now there's obviously the sushi swap campaign that is running right now that hopefully everyone's seen and is taking part.
I mean, can I give a spoiler? I feel like it's Friday somewhere in the world, right?
I think it's Friday in Australia.
There you go. One really cool thing that we're working on at the moment is NFT bridging across any chain. So basically, if we have a sale on a really random chain, you'll be able to bridge that to any chain that you want in the future. So we're making that process really easy for people in terms of one click. I want this NFT over to this chain. We'll make it super simple for people. And it just means that then you have control over what chain those NFTs go to. So if you want a certain NFT on Ethereum, you can do that, So it's really, really interesting for me.
It is interesting, and it all speaks to that theme, those kind of two things that we've talked about, removing barriers and keeping the momentum. If there's anything that people should take away from ChainGuardians right now, is that's where we focus. We want to keep the intrigue and interest and stuff constantly happening. So there's always something fun to either work towards or have fun with or earn, whilst also trying to make it as easy as possible for people to actually get involved as well. We think that is a pretty strong strategy. So Boladan asked, will this CGX be, or Elrond, I suppose Multiverse X be supported?
Not for adding funds. So basically, to add funds, we will support EVM and potentially Solana and maybe a few others, depending on what capacity we can do. It could be in the works that we could add Elrond, Multiverse X as well, but it's not in version 1. But it's not to say that we won't have NFTs on Multiverse X. I mean, we will do. And it just means that if you bind your Multiverse X wallet, then the NFTs will be sent there instead. So the flow will be really easy for people.
Fantastic. And as everyone knows, I think we do have a Multiverse X campaign in the works. So just keep your eyes. Actually, Adam, I think you leaked it, didn't you, by accident a couple of weeks ago?
Well, it wasn't. Other person called Adam.
Adam got 40 lashes for that, everyone.
I did. Idon wasn't happy about that. And I wasn't allowed to do code for a week.
TR Rico says, building value and momentum in the bear market, rocket in the bull market. Nice work. Let's go. And I just think that's worth pointing out.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm really happy about this. I think technically, we are good as a team technically, but what we're not always great at is making things really easy for people, and this is a step forward for that. So
exactly. Mr. Crypto Monk asked, what are the fees for deposits or withdrawals to the CGX wallet? What chains are the fees calculated from?
I can't actually recall from a business decision what's been agreed upon yet. I think the fees when it comes to transfer is basically whatever the transfer costs. So if you have an NFT in your gaming wallet and you want to transfer it to your Onchain wallet, if it costs $7 to transfer on ETH, that's how much you'll be paying. So yeah, in terms of adding funds, I don't think there's a fee actually applied to that at the moment, but I don't know from a business position, what that might be.
Interestingly vague there, Adam. Interestingly vague.
Yeah, the only caveat is the credit card. So whatever the processed fee would be for the credit card, that's the only caveat to that. But we'll make all that information really relevant when it's been agreed upon internally.
Okie dokie, mate. Thank you for that. And there's another question here from Chain Boost: is why is Adam's hairline better than Ryan's?
That's a good question, Chain Boost. Because I don't know. I mean, I got the lottery when it comes to hairline, but not in other aspects. So my personality is not as good as Ryan's. So there you go.
I suspect that was Ryan asking the question.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth clarifying for everyone here that my new haircut is actually by choice. There is I'm bald by choice. There's no I could grow out the curtains if I wanted to. Maybe I will in the winter. So.
You are the Jason Statham of CG.
CG. Absolutely not. So let's move on to another question from our good friend Voladan. How do you say that backwards? Nadalov. Just put it out there. So buying CGG with dollars looks fine, but it's usually way harder to get out of the system. Will it be possible to cash out with this new system?
So I've had some meetings regarding withdrawals. For version 1, withdrawals won't be possible, but it's something that we can facilitate, and it's something that we should do to some degree for people. So it needs a lot more business decision on what kind of what limit that might be. But that isn't agreed upon just yet. But I do think it should be possible, and I'm sure it will be, in the near future. So I guess my only kind of encouragement there would be maybe only add funds in which you want to keep in the CG ecosystem for the time being.
Interesting, and I only think this is quite an interesting stream to do because we're getting some interesting ideas and feedback and priorities coming through already from some of obviously our kind of OGs. So always good to see those come through.
Yeah, it's something we have definitely discussed. It just yeah, nothing on that aspect is completely ironed out though.
Okay, Voladan kind of followed up his swapping question with, that's not what I meant by swapping between currencies. I think he actually meant.
Sorry, what? Could you repeat the question then? I don't know if I understand the question.
I think he means, can you swap between currencies on CGX?
Yeah, you can swap between different chains, etc. Switch networks, choose the currencies you want. I can quickly share my screen and just show you that quickly if you'd like. Don't know if you have to put it back on stage, Dan. But...
Welcome to the stage, your screen.
So if you want to send USD, ETH, you can do so on the chain. You can switch network. It detects what chain you're currently on. So I think I'm on Mumbai at the moment. So it'll let me send funds via Mumbai. Otherwise, you have to click switch network and it'll do a MetaMask switch for you. But yeah, there'll be certain currencies that will support for launch. Pretty much the big, the big ones, which will, most people have. There might be, some of the ones that we add in the future, which is not difficult for us to do at all. So, hopefully, hopefully this will be really cool for people.
Absolutely fantastic.
I don't know if I've answered the question, so we'll see.
The good thing about this is that there is always more questions. So let's have a little look. There is another one from our friend Crypto Monk. When he referenced the C token questions, actually, he meant C tokens deliveries from mining, as sometimes the C tokens are not dropped right away or until we remind someone in the server. So I think it is there, I suppose, a mechanism where these are automatically delivered.
I mean, they are automatically delivered at the moment, but they do vary depending on. So we've had a few issues internally about making it more reliable, and that's something that we are working on and trying to do. So I think it won't be long before we'll have it more reliable. But the good thing is, whenever it does kick in, it will automatically be sent from the current block that it left out from. So we just need to improve that aspect a little bit.
Fantastic. And one of our last questions, I think, on CGX at this time is from our good friend I Am Troll. How do you say that backwards? Lord Maye. Yeah. Troll.
I like how it's turned into Wordle somehow.
Actually, that's not the rules of Wordle, Adam. The rules of Wordle is you have 5 or 6 guesses, and you've got to fill out the letters and guess the word. But you only have 1 go per day.
I actually never played Wordle, so there you go.
Wordle was famously developed by one guy. He then sold it to the New York Times for about $500,000.
Oh, okay.
And now, yeah, they have added all sorts of interesting features to it. If anyone wants to check that out, head to Wordle.com and give it a go, because it is a lot of fun for about a minute.
Of knowledge when it comes to online word games.
Well, the interesting thing about Wordle, actually, and I think this is fascinating from a marketing point of view, is that it's only available once a day. So you can only play it once a day. Yeah.
Wow. That is cool. We should make the RPG like that. You can only play it once a day, and then that wouldn't be good, would it?
So let's go back into the question. So actually, I Am Troll was asking a question before I started butchering his name. He said, "Is CGX Wallet technically a state/payment channel?" Interesting, Troll.
What, I don't really understand the question, and it might be because I'm an idiot. But could you rephrase that in a way in which I would understand?
I could read it backwards.
Can you put it in Wordle and see what Wordle thinks?
So I think he's asking, is it a state channel? Like maybe a state-owned channel,
You mean like from I don't understand, from what context, like a government perspective or like a company perspective? I don't understand.
Well, let's see if I Am Troll has more time in his hands to come up with a better phrasing of that question towards the end of the comments.
Just dumb it down for us stupid techies,
Yes, we're both techies. So now we speak to the next question from our good friend Nadolov Voladan. Does the CGX wallet come with a reward system? Is there any kind of cashback system in the form of another coin, for example, CGX coin that could be used to buy a skin or a Fidgetal. It's actually a really interesting idea. Going to steal that one.
A very cool idea, and I love that idea. I think maybe if you purchase with CGG, you might get some perks. Anything is possible. So I love that idea. Maybe find me some ideas in DM, and we'll definitely try and integrate some of that stuff, because I think gamification is what we want to do. And doing it to a payment gateway, why not? Do put it everywhere you can. But yeah, definitely really cool.
That is a cool idea. CryptoMonk kind of follows up with this swaps chat. Regarding the swaps, can we deposit CGG on AVAX from our MetaMask, then withdraw CGG to MetaMask on Polygon?
You can't withdraw at the moment, like I previously mentioned, but I think we haven't decided how the withdrawals will take place, whether or not that will be purely from a USD perspective, i.e. USDC will be sent to your wallet, or whether or not it will be actually a currency that you can choose from. So, but I mean, open to ideas there. I can understand when it comes to withdrawals, there could be certain loopholes which could be, cause security risks and that type of thing. So we need to just be very careful about whatever we introduce there. Is we think about all the scenarios which could potentially go wrong.
Exactly, that is a good place to start, I think, with all those sort of questions. Try to cover the risk.
Dan, have you always worn a hat, or is it just like I just can't, I don't know, like I just saw the hat on and I thought maybe
I've had it on the whole stream actually, Adam. So it shows your attention to detail, I suppose, in a way.
Yeah.
So when you talk about risk, it's really disappointing to see you haven't noticed that I've been wearing a hat this whole time.
I know, and you always had a beard as well. It's like
it's actually one of those filters, like where you can add a beard on a filter. It's not one of those.
I need one of them.
Actually, the hat is because if you can see it to the north of my camera, there is a blinding light coming through, and that is catching me in the eyes. So,
yeah, it's like cool. It's a utility of the hat.
Exactly. Then we go on to another question, and this comes. This is what I'd like to call a question via somebody else. So Nakari is sharing a question from our good friend Vlad. And Vlad asks, can you point out the differences between the CGX wallet and other wallets? Other wallets is quite a broad term, but go.
I'm not super familiar with other centralized wallets. The main goal for our wallet was to make things easy for people to transact and take part in our ecosystem. And that was the number one goal for me. So it might not do everything that other wallets can do, but I don't think it was designed that way anyway. It was purely designed to make things easy from a user perspective. And also, give us the flexibility to, have sales in which people can buy our NFTs and not have to bridge between different chains, etc. So,
And I suppose a question for you, like here, is this as beneficial for old-time users as it is for like new users, or is there a bit of a mixture there?
I think it's a good mix. I think the old-time users, I think it's the OGs. I think nobody
old-time users, Adam. Okay, we want to.
Like they're all like really old or something, but yeah, I think everyone will enjoy it, because it means that you can make good decisions on which chains you want to keep your funds on. You don't necessarily have to bridge over to Oasis or Chainverse, etc. You can keep them on Ethereum, you can keep them on Polygon, or whatever chain you traditionally prefer on EVM. Or you could use credit card. You could keep your crypto funds exactly where they are, So I think it just offers a lot of opportunity there.
I'm coining the phrase chain gnostic.
Oh, I like it. It's very, very cool.
Look out for that brand coming soon. CryptoMonk follows up with another question. So if we cannot withdraw and tournament and other winnings get paid on CGX Wallet now, then we can only use any winnings within the system now. Will the CGX wallet connect to C token staking?
Not correct. So if you win tournament rewards, they'll be sent to your on-chain wallet.
Okay, I think that's pretty conclusive there from not Adam, maybe Adam. Will it be possible to send from a CGX wallet to another CGX wallet, or is a CGX wallet bound to a MetaMask one?
So your CGX wallet is bound to your account. So at the moment, we won't support transfer from one account to another, but I really like the idea, and I think there could be some really interesting concepts there in which you could, if you've got a couple of different accounts with different NFTs on different accounts, you might want to spread that balance across different accounts. So love that idea. Might be something we try and implement. So Dan, if you could write that one down.
I've certainly got a pen here, and I've been taking lots and lots of notes.
Oh, you've actually got paper. I thought it was just like a symbol, you know.
And I've got real paper that I use to write little things on during these streams. I've definitely not been drawing a picture of you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not a very good drawer. I'm left-handed, actually. If anyone wants to know that,
I'm left-handed as well.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think Hitler was left-handed, so I don't know if we're in good company there, Dan. But there you go. And can't have everything in life.
With that, you've just cancelled this whole business.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm left-handed for any of the people that were wondering about me. Just, you know.
I'm sure everyone was definitely wondering that, Dan.
If anyone's got any more questions for you on my personal kind of,
Yeah.
put them in the chat, because that's what I've got to offer.
Dan needs more friends, guys. So if you're looking for a friend, you know.
I'll give you all the ChainGuardian secrets that I know if you just add me on my little handle. And
if you want to play Words with Friends with someone, just message Dan.
Interesting about Wordle is that Nadalov Volodan asked, will it be used for ChainBoost and Cryptoverse also, so we could take part in new projects with credit card only?
That's a good idea. I mean, I think definitely Cryptoverse is 100% going to be using a custodial wallet. It's going to be some variation of what we've created here. It won't be exactly the same because of the way the way that we want the game when it comes to vehicles and different assets within the game, how they might interact. So there will be some differences when it comes to that custodial wallet, but it will be in general as simple as this one, just with more different nuances, different certain aspects to it, you know. Because one thing is, right, you want to, if you buy a vehicle, you don't want to wait 5 minutes to use a vehicle, do you? You don't want to wait for that confirmation on the blockchain. You know, you want to be able to get in the vehicle and you know, start using the vehicle straight away. So there's a lot of
drive it, Adam. Drive the vehicle.
Well, you never know. There's certain things you can do with. Actually, I have no idea. But yeah.
Just yes. Is there a sentence to finish there, or are you constantly going to speak in half sentences?
Yeah. When it comes to ChainBoost, I know that for version 2 we want to, well, technically version 3 we do want to kind of simplify that as well. So it could use custodial stack or credit card as well. Depends how decentralized we want to go. Depends how other projects might want to deal with that as well. That, you know, so it's a lot of different kind of, again, nuances there.
Exactly. There, yeah. So you're right. I think the high level answer there is that I imagine this is going to come to other parts of the ecosystem in certain forms, as this is in-house developed technology, which is great. So we will absolutely be making sure it's used wherever it can add a benefit.
Absolutely, yeah. Because sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So obviously we've got a few different games, haven't we, in the CG ecosystem? ChainGuardian, Chain Arena, and Cryptoverse. So we want to be able to let people choose what games they want to play, but also buy things that they want to buy within those games in a really easy way. And the CG ecosystem and the wallet stack is a really good way to do that. And it means that, we're just simplifying the process on whatever game that we've got.
Fantastic. And I had a follow-up point, but I've forgotten, so I'll keep going into the questions.
Sorry.
Oh, that was it. So just to clarify there, Cryptoverse is not a game. It's a way of life. Okay.
Yeah, that is true. If Robbie heard me say it was a game, I think he would find me tomorrow or today.
I will find you and I will kill you.
I don't really know what the Cryptoverse actually is, though. It's it's meant to be, I guess, just metaverse of everything, isn't it? So is it just whatever you want it to be, Dan? Is that the
Cryptoverse is the Cryptoverse
as well.
No, it's the metaverse of everything. It's the Cryptoverse is for the creators and the explorers. We like to say internally that it's the next evolution of the internet, right? So the internet, as you know it right now, is what? It's flat. This is the internet, but raised up content.
Yeah. Very true. Who created the internet, Dan? Do you know?
It was a chap called Tim Berners-Lee. He started the internet many moons ago. I think I was probably about 15, 20 when he did it.
Really? You were that old?
And a lot of plastic surgery. So Crypto Monk asks, it seems like you mentioned that CGX Wallet will make NFT sales easier. Does that mean there'll be an internal marketplace for NFT buy, sell, and trading? Interesting question there, Crypto Monk.
Yeah, I think everything that we try and achieve in the next 6 months is to try and improve, especially during this market. It is a really tough market that we're in at the moment. So we do want to try and maximize sales where we can when it comes to NFTs. So having them on really obscure chains isn't the best way to do that. So I think a marketplace is a really good idea to do that, Crypto Monk, and that could really tie in with the the benefits and the perks that we introduce. One cool thing is that we definitely in the mining system, there's a few things that are coming to the mining system really shortly. I don't know if they've been announced, so I will kind of mention certain things, but one thing is obviously the mining bounty system that we're trying to add in, and that is time-related rewards that will be given for people who own our NFTs. So there definitely could be some integration with the marketplace, which would give different perks and different potential bounties, different, there's so much options there. The problem is sometimes we've got too many options and we've got too many things that we do want to do. It's trying to figure out what we can get done in a really short amount of time in order to bring value to what we do,
Interesting answer there, Adam. I certainly think that the people that listened there thought it was fantastic.
You mean just one person?
Oh well, I switched off. No, I do that joke all the time actually on our other podcast, Making a Metaverse. So,
really good podcast actually. I'm not actually invited to that, but I guess because I don't know what a metaverse is, do I?
We have a new episode of Making a Metaverse dropping next week with a fantastic guest, actually. So just look at
I am really excited about that guest, to be honest.
He is a Netflix celebrity. So I'll let you all stew on that and think about who that might be. And trust me, whoever your guess is, it's not that person.
Yeah, it's a very obscure guess, but really excited about him or her, whatever it could be.
Spoiler alert. So Nadalov Volodan asks, will the chain boost score have an influence on the price we will need to pay to enter a project through CGX Wallet? Quite a punchy question, that one.
So, sorry, could you just repeat that? I just kind of lost it halfway through.
I said it really fast. Will the chain boost score have an influence on the price we will need to pay to enter a project through CGX Wallet?
I don't know. I mean, you will be able to take part in projects probably using your CGX balance if you wanted to. So that is one really cool thing that we could introduce. When there is an IDO or INO, you could one click from the account balance that you've got in CGX. You have to do any on-chain transactions there. That could be one potential way of doing it. The only problem there is obviously in a lot of aspects you want to make the transaction because you want a ledger of who's taken part in certain projects, because obviously ChainBoost is primarily trying to be transparent about who participates in the projects. You know, we don't want that to be almost kind of lost in translation if we integrate something like that. So we'd need some mechanism in order for people to be able to see who's actually made those transactions as well. So there's some thought that needs to go into that, but I think it's got a lot of potential there.
Fantastic. So thanks for that, Anna. We've got another question coming through. Actually, it's from Negan. So is this comes via Nakari? Is it a custodial wallet or a non-custodial wallet? I read custodial, but why would we want a wallet where a third party holds our keys? Thank you, Negan, for that question.
That is a good point. Obviously, when anybody else holds your keys other than yourself, you're putting yourself at some type of risk. And the thing that's important is how do we minimize that risk as much as possible? And I think there's a few ways to do that, and one of which is taking security really seriously, making sure that we hash encrypt all our keys, making sure that we minimize the amount of people who even have access to the servers, making sure that you know, enable two-factor authentication so that you are kind of protected from your account level and the Google authentication level. So it requires a lot of steps in order for people to be able to take from you on that aspect of things. The only people who are more so at risk is probably CG as a company, because obviously if the hot wallet wallets did get compromised, then it wouldn't affect the users as much as it would affect CG. But again, the other aspect to that is we are minimizing that by making sure that we transfer all funds from these hot wallets to cold wallets really regularly. So, you know, within a couple of days, there'll be the wallets will all be cleaned anyway. So
there you go. Thank you for that answer, Adam. That it seems like the headline is security, is what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, we want to, you know, obviously, nothing is ever 100% secure, and you want to just minimize risk as much as possible. So one thing I would add to that is, whenever you add funds as well, only add probably what you're willing to be spending. You know, don't be adding thousands of dollars for the sake of it if you're not going to be spending it. We'll probably put a limit on that anyway at some point. So there's a few things with the wallet that we need to iron out, you know, when it comes to minimum amounts, maximum amounts, and that, obviously withdrawals, that type of thing. So
fantastic. And now we quickly go to an ad break. No, I'm joking. No ad break. That would be cool. Yeah, we should get it. If anyone wants to sponsor, just send me a message and you can have an advert. I think that about clears up our questions for CGX. Actually, Nadalov has come up with another one. He says CGX Wallet will support ERC 721, obviously, but will it support ERC 1155? Question mark.
That's a good question. We can support anything. So if it's C token, if it's you know, ERC 721, we can support any type of token that we want to. So it's definitely, you know, a possibility. And I know one thing that we are heading towards the rank up aspect of things when it comes to our characters. I don't know how much information has been kind of leaked about that, but I think there's going to be some really cool things happening with the characters and the ability to evolve.
Well, you're not being very subtle, are you, Adam?
Is evolve the right word? I don't even know. But
well, I think rank up, you said.
Yeah.
No, that's not necessarily a leak either. I think that was in our recent Sushi article around kind of upgrading characters in certain ways.
Yeah.
There is more details to follow in relation to all of that. So obviously, you might have noticed that the change in your account with the series of the cards. So you've got the original NFTs that are kind of series 1, then kind of the new NFTs are Series 2. We won't leave you hanging too long there, guys. There'll be more information on that coming in the future, so just hold tight. Mr. CryptoMonk asks, I think he kind of, this is a good place to finish on the CGX. Essentially, he's asking that for OGs who perhaps have their MetaMask connected with no withdrawals or internal marketplace, is there a reason for them to use CGX?
Well, it just depends if you want to make things a little bit easier for yourself when it comes to buying from us. So that is down to you and what you're willing to do. If you're willing to bridge from different chains, etc., then that is really great, and it shows that you're really kind of savvy when it comes to the onboarding process when we do partner with other chains. But so it just depends on what you're willing to do. If you want to make things a little bit easier, you can do with CGX Wallet. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So there is that.
Fantastic, Adam. And I just obviously want to thank you there. That was very useful. I'm sure a lot of people here find it useful, and the people that are watching in the future on this stream will also find it useful. I think what I'd like to do here at the end of this, stream, at the end of the hour, if anyone's got any questions, please just drop them in the chat now. We'll just try and get anything off topic, and we'll try and get to them, of course. Just want to point out that this month we obviously are pushing forward with our different seasonal tournaments. That's across Chain Arena, that's across Chain Gauntlet, that includes the new Battle Pass, which is dropping with Akuma. There's plenty more in the tank there with those campaigns that are kind of coming out in the next couple of weeks. So just keep an eye on that to ramp up. We can only sort of do so much, in terms of like putting stuff out there. But they are kind of some of our biggest focus right now that we really want to get. We want to use those campaigns because we put some decent wedge. That's a UKism. Decent tournaments, decent prizes behind those. We want to use those really to help promote the brand. And this is why we've got the onboarding thing set up at this time as well, right? So if we're going to be putting ChainGuardians out there with quite punchy rewards, and we want to make it, for anyone that kind of sees those, we want them to come in, find it really easy to get on board, easy to get started, and then stay with us as well, which benefits everybody, right? So all of these things going together is really what makes this work, That's why I talk about momentum and onboarding as being our key strategies for ChainGuardians for the foreseeable future. The simplification.
It's quite big rewards, aren't they, Dan, from what I understand, in terms of monetary value? Exactly.
So between both tournaments have around $20,000 of USDT as a reward. I know for a fact that's coming out of Meridian's salary, so just that's a shame for him. But I know he really wants you guys to have it. Yeah, exactly. So there's plenty more to come with the Akuma stuff as well. I know we have a bit of a fun campaign there that we're going to release in the next week or two. Keep an eye on the dates for releases there. We said 3rd of September. We'll definitely be launching things around then. So that's what we're aiming for. If there's no more questions, I just want to thank you all for coming. If you've got any questions following, put them in the chat. The CM team are brilliant. They'll obviously answer as best they can. And going forward, we'll do this on the first Thursday of every month. As I said, we might switch up the guests as and when, depending on what we've got kind of coming out or what we've got to talk about. If we've not got anything to talk about, then we'll just come on here and we'll just chat about Ryan and Adam's hair, because I think that's always, everyone wants to sort of talk about that.
I didn't know you wanted me to add anything there.
No. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. I'll see you on the other side. Everyone together, Guardians gather.
Hi guys, thank you. I'll be around in the Discord as well if anyone's got any questions for a little bit. So yeah.
And I will also be around on Discord if anyone wants to ask me about Wordle.
Yeah. If you want to be Dan's friend, just message him, okay? He just really needs some more friends.
My email address is, gotta go. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.